Hello guys and girls, this is V and you are watching Movies Hunter. Okay, so recently I decided to watch a Spanish movie as I heard that they are really good at making drama films. And so I came across this film released in 2011 called Madrid 1987. In the year 1987, my friends, we see this veteran journalist named Miguel who is working on an article in a restaurant. He has agreed to give an interview to a young journalism student named Angela. I hate her name, so let's rename her to Mama Coco. Yeah, Mama Coco. Mama Coco has missed many of her lectures at her university, so to make up for that, she has decided to use Miguel as her subject for an article. Miguel reads a sample of Mama Coco's writing and says that she has copied most of his writing style. He dismisses much of Mama Coco's writing but admits that she is a talented writer and can do better. He then tells Mama Coco that his friend Luis has given him the keys to his studio as he is going on a holiday. So Miguel invites Mama Coco to his friend's studio, saying that he doesn't want to be interrupted during the interview. Although Mama Coco hesitates at first, she eventually agrees to go with him. The two then arrive at Luis's studio, and then they continue their discussion over whiskey. Miguel's friend is a painter, which is why the studio is filled with paintings. Duh. When Miguel walks over some paintings, Mama Coco objects, but Miguel tells her that his friend preferred them to be stained as that way they become more natural and authentic. Miguel expresses that he is envious of painters, as painters can feel the paintings, smell them, and touch them, whereas a writer can't do any such thing and can only see the words as it is. Miguel then kisses Mama Coco just like that. Although Mama Coco doesn't stop him, Miguel leans back and says that he has lost interest in kissing. He feels that kissing is exciting for a teenager, but for an old man like him, kissing is more like a formality and nothing else. Miguel then takes Mama Coco to the bedroom and point blank asks her to take off her clothes. He says that it don't have to be erotic and he just wants to admire her beauty. But Mama Coco refuses, saying that she won't get naked for him. Miguel says that she came here to learn from him and squeeze whatever she can from this old man. So the least she can do is take off her clothes and let him see her body. Miguel further says that the only reason he agreed to meet her is because she's beautiful. She is no doubt talented, but he has met far more talented people in his life. However, Mama Coco still refuses to get naked and decides to leave. But surprisingly, Mama Coco returns wearing nothing but an open shirt as she has changed her mind. Here we go again. Miguel is happy to see her and asks her to sit beside him. After caressing her for a while, Miguel then silently spreads paint over her naked body. Afterwards, Mama Coco goes to the bathroom to wash off the paint. Miguel also follows her to the bathroom and joins her. But when Mama Coco tries to leave, she cannot open the door. Miguel also tries opening the door, but it won't budge. The two realize that the door is locked from the outside and they are now stuck inside the bathroom. On top of that, Miguel's friend is not coming home for at least 2 days. So Miguel tries calling the neighbors, "Help! Help!" but there is no one outside. Since there is only one towel in the bathroom, Miguel hands it over to Mama Coco as she is getting uncomfortable. When Miguel asks her about her father, she reveals that her father was the lieutenant colonel of the Madrid command. Miguel knows about her family and reveals that he met her eldest sister years ago. He found her hot, but he never managed to impress her. Miguel then keeps talking about his run-ins with Mama Coco's father in the army for writing some articles against them. The two keep talking about each other's life and hope for someone to come to the rescue. Unfortunately, no one does for some couple of time, but whatever. Miguel continues talking about Mama Coco's sister and regrets not sleeping with her when she was in her prime. When Mama Coco asks Miguel if he is still willing to give the interview, Miguel replies that he wants something in return. Mama Coco knows what he is talking about and refuses his advances. She then tries calling for help from the window, while Miguel admires her body and gets up to rub his hands on her. Oh god. But Mama Coco stops him and says that she just wants to get out of here. Miguel gets frustrated and says that he made his intentions clear from the beginning, and despite knowing what was expected from her, Mama Coco still came with him. When Mama Coco asks him why sleeping with her is so important to him, Miguel insults her by saying that she is just another adventure for him and nothing more. He further says that he would gladly trade her body for a cigarette and a glass of whiskey. What the? Okay. Miguel then settles into the tub to rest, while Mama Coco sits near the door and starts crying. Later on, Miguel asks her what she would do on Saturday if she weren't stuck with him. Mama Coco replies that she doesn't like going out on Saturdays and likes being alone. Miguel then says that young people all believe that they will one day fly away from their problems. He reveals that he wanted to sleep with Mama Coco just so that he could fly with her wings at least for a while. Miguel expresses his frustration that despite being stuck with a pretty girl, he can't sleep with her. But Miguel also expresses that if they make love, nothing will be interesting anymore. He will lose interest in Mama Coco as he will get what he wanted from her. The more time he spends with Mama Coco, the more he wants to sleep with her. He tells her that there is nothing special about the human body and compares human lovers to dogs mating in the streets. Miguel then kisses Mama Coco again, but backs off saying that people will presume they made love, to which they haven't. Mama Coco then turns off the lights and is finally ready to give Miguel what he wants. She drops the towel, and the two then make love on the side of the tub. Later on, the two continue talking about writing. Miguel says that writers are like surgeons who must operate without becoming attached. Mama Coco doesn't believe this and says that writers can change the world if they care more about it. But Miguel blames this optimistic outlook on her youth. Mama Coco is tired of Miguel's continuous bitterness, and she was like yelling at him for comparing the past with the present. She further says that Miguel is an ignorant old woman, I know, who only thinks about himself. If they weren't locked in the bathroom, Miguel would have probably left as soon as he got what he wanted. Miguel apologizes to her and says that he just wanted to pass time. Whatever. Mama Coco then looks at herself in the mirror and says that when she grows up, she would interview herself and pretend to be a famous writer. To cheer her up, Miguel sets a frame against the wall and starts telling a story. The story is about a boy who refuses to leave his bed under any circumstances. When denying the boy food and prescribing him pills doesn't work, the parents load the boy and his mattress into their truck and take him on a road trip. During the trip, the parents go to the woods alone to, make love, leaving the boy alone in the truck. When they return, they learn that the boy is missing. The parents look everywhere for the boy, but can't find him anywhere. The father believes that the boy must have finally gotten out of bed, but the parents are conflicted as to whether they should be glad that the boy left his bed or sad that he has run away. But before Miguel can end the story, he hears the sound of trash being collected outside. He runs to the window and calls, "Help! Help!" But he gets no response and thinks that no one heard him calling. Mama Coco then asks Miguel to continue the story, but Miguel says that they will watch it again some other time. That is if she doesn't forget about him. Miguel then accepts that people of his generation were selfish and didn't care much about the world, but he believes that Mama Coco's generation can take better care of the world than them. He also warns Mama Coco that life is often the perfect way to sabotage a dream. Just then, Miguel's friend goes there and unlocks the door to the bathroom, as it turns out that someone did hear them calling for help. Mama Coco rushes out of the bathroom to get dressed. Miguel tries to bid her farewell, but Mama Coco leaves without saying a word. You deserve that, Miguel. When Miguel's friend asks Miguel if he will see Mama Coco again, Miguel replies that he doesn't think so. Miguel's friend then notices that Mama Coco has left her glasses. Miguel tells him to keep the glasses, as when Mama Coco returns, it will be to retrieve the glasses, not to meet Miguel again. Miguel then starts looking at his scrapbook where he has collected all his old articles. As for Mama Coco, she walks back to her parents' house with a solemn expression, leaving her feelings towards Miguel a mystery. And so, my goodness gracious, this was the story of Madrid, 1987. Click the like button, subscribe, and bye. See you in the next time. That's all.